We are providing only 2 articles here as a part of promotion. For remaining 80%, that is 6 to 8 articles, current affairs video and general studies complete videos, please subscribe to our complete package. 3. TROI aims to resolve net neutrality issues by early 2016. What did TROI said about net neutrality? When did the debate on net neutrality started in India? What is net neutrality? Why should I bother, or what will happen if there is no net neutrality? Why net neutrality is much important in India. GS Paper 2, Important Aspects of Governance, Transparency and Accountability. Why recently in news? As the debate over the net neutrality resurfaces, telecom regulator TROI has said it is looking to solve the issues part by part. It is also aiming to come up with the final guidelines based on the views received from different stakeholders by early 2016. Recently, the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, TRAI, released a draft consultation paper seeking the public's views on whether the Internet needed regulation. Much of its attention was focused on the supposedly pernicious impact of applications, such as WhatsApp and Viber, and very less on net neutrality. The paper received over 10 lakh comments, which included most of the messages from a digital signature campaign. When did the debate on net neutrality started in India? In April this year, Airtel announced Airtel Zero, an initiative that would allow applications to purchase data from Airtel. In exchange for that, the telecom company offering their consumers free of cost access to that applications. Airtel Zero was widely perceived as a violation of net neutrality, which could potentially stifle innovation and start-up growth. There was also an allegation that it effectively tilts the balance in favor of the bigger players. By paying to be on Airtel Zero, companies could make sure that their users get free access to their service, while smaller players are at a disadvantage. However, Airtel has said that zero rating does not violate net neutrality, as it lowers the cost of access and it is non-discriminatory. To prevent such things, it appears necessary to have a specific mandating a neutral Internet. What is net neutrality? Net neutrality means Internet that allows everyone to communicate freely. It means a service provider should allow access to all content and applications regardless of the source, and no websites or pages should be blocked, as long as they aren't illegal. It's like a fixed telephone line, which is equal to all, and no one gets to decide who you call or what you speak. Another aspect of net neutrality is level playing field on the Internet. This means all websites can coexist without hampering others. All websites are accessible at the same speed and no particular website of application is favored. For instance, like electricity, common for all. Net neutrality also means all websites and content creators are treated equal. And you don't have to pay extra for faster internet speed to a particular site, service. Why should I bother, or what will happen if there is no net neutrality? To put it out straight, if there is no net neutrality, the Internet won't function as we've known it to. It will mean Internet service providers, ISP, will be able to charge companies like YouTube or Netflix as they consume more bandwidth, and eventually the load of the extra sum will be pushed to the consumers. Similarly, ISPs can then create slow as well as fast internet lanes, which will mean all websites cannot be accessed at the same speed, and one can do so only on paying an additional sum. ISPs can also charge extra for the free calls you make using services like WhatsApp, Skype and others, and eventually the load of additional payable sum by the OTT, over-the-top, players will be pushed onto consumers. Why net neutrality is much important in India. Net neutrality is extremely important for small business owners, startups and entrepreneurs, who can simply launch their businesses online, advertise the products and sell them openly, without any discrimination. It is essential for innovation and creating job opportunities. Big companies like Google, Twitter and several others are born out of net neutrality. With increasing internet penetration in India and given that we are becoming a breeding ground for startups and entrepreneurs, the lack of net neutrality should worry us greatly. Besides, it is very important for freedom of speech, so that one can voice their opinion without the fear of being blocked or banned. 4. Action Plan for Startup India to be unveiled on January 16th. GS Paper 2, Government Policies and Schemes. What did PM Modi said on his 15th radio address? Seeking to boost entrepreneurship at the grassroots level, Prime Minister Modi on Sunday said the Action Plan for Startup India, Stand Up India will be unveiled on January 16th. Mr. Modi said the program will focus on ensuring benefits reach the youth from the lowest strata of the society. He said in everything, there should be freshness, new ways, new thinking. The world cannot move ahead without innovation. PM urged India to become startup capital with youth coming up with innovations, whether it be manufacturing, service sector or agriculture. About the Action Plan for Startup India, Stand Up India. Startup India, Stand Up India campaign has brought in new opportunities for the youth. On January 16th, the Government of India will unveil the full action plan of Startup India, Stand Up India. A structure will be presented before you. This program will be connected to the country's IITs, IIMs, central universities and NITs. Wherever there are youth, they will be linked through live connectivity, the Prime Minister said. The program is aimed at promoting bank financing for startup ventures and offer incentives to boost entrepreneurship and job creation. About campaign, Startup India, Stand Up India. On the eve of celebration of 69th Independence Day at Red Fort, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced a new campaign, Startup India, Stand Up India, an initiative to promote bank finance for startups, an entrepreneurial venture. The campaign was announced with an aim to boost entrepreneurship among the youth and to create employment in India. As per the initiative, PM urged 1.25 lakh bank branches to provide finance to at least one Dalit or Adivasi and at least one woman entrepreneur. The initiative is expected to open a new dimension to entrepreneurship and to set up a network of startups in the country. It also aims to make India a #1 country in startups.